Good morning, everybody. I am here this morning, and I have been up all night thinking about how excited I am to make this video. I am still running kind of on a high from this weekend. We went to Southwest Missouri, and we went to the Baker's Creek Festival that was going on. For so many different reasons, this was just an amazing weekend for me. I have wanted to go to Baker's Creek for a very long time. It is a place that if it was having a festival or not, it was somewhere that I wanted to go. This particular festival was a big one that I wanted to go to ever since I seen videos of it last year. And so we went down there, and Southwest Missouri is a really fun place for me to go because I am from Southwest Missouri. I have roots in Southwest Missouri. My mom was born in Springfield. My grandma was born in Springfield. My great-grandma was born in Highlandville, which is halfway in between Springfield and Branson. My oldest son, lives in Springfield with his girlfriend and my grandson. And I have a lot of friends in Springfield. I spent 25 years of my life living in Springfield. I moved up here about 4.5 years ago. I am going to do the best I can to make this as short of a video as I can. I've just got so much to say. I don't know how that's going to work out. So let me get to kind of the highlights of the Baker's Creek Festival. I got to meet Jess from Roots and Refuge, and I went all fangirl and I cried, and it was gloriously humiliating. My youngest son, Colton, had made a marble for me to take down to Jess that said R&R on it. I gave her that, and me and Jay walked around and explored, met some great people, had a wonderful day. And we went back to Springfield for the night, and I had time to visit with a friend's friend. My friend had passed away in January, and I got to go down and meet with a friend of hers who's been a friend of hers as long as I have, and I had known her since I was 12. And we got to talk about her and all that, and got to see my sister, and I got to see some other people I haven't seen in years and years, and so that was really wonderful. And we went back to Baker's Creek the next day. We got there as soon as it opened, and we were able to get into the tent to watch Living Traditions speak. I had hoped the day before to see some of the speakers before, but it didn't work out that way. So that was kind of my main priority, to see Living Traditions, and I wanted to see Roots and Refuge. Well, after Living Traditions spoke, my grandmother, my uncle, my oldest son, his girlfriend, and my grandson showed up at the festival just in time to be able to go and watch Roots and Refuge speak. And Jess talked a lot about passion, and the world needs more passion. So I did a lot of thinking, and excuse me, still emotional. I've done a lot of thinking since then. What am I passionate about? What is this passion and this journey that I'm taking, and I'm recording, and I'm taking anybody who watches along with me? What am I trying to say? So, I've thought a lot about it. I've prayed a lot about it, and I got hit in the head with an answer last night, and it was so exciting and amazing, and I'm just really excited to get into this video, and I'm gonna kind of nerd out on this a lot, so bear with me. and probably get a little deep. But first of all, I would like to take you on a kind of tour of my yard, show you what I'm working with. This is crunch time. We have too many plants in the house that need to come out to the yard, and we've been getting the yard ready for this one step at a time, trying to juggle all the chaos. And so I'm gonna say, if you're one of those people that in this crunch time, your yard looks beautiful and immaculate and clean and there's nothing laying around, I applaud you as much as I would applaud a single mom, or any mom that has a toddler in the house that's able to keep her house immaculate and clean. Because right now, with all that we've got to do, there's just so much going on. So don't mind the mess. And I'm going to take you, kind of show you my yard now. Alright, I'm excited. Alright, so we're going to start here in the front yard. This is what we call our living room window bed. It's right underneath our living room window. I have some perennials, planted some goji berries, coxcombs, brassicas, just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff in here. Then we've got 2 mounds of compost that we get to play with soon. Here is some more brassicas along this side of the fence, some mint. Over here have some lettuces and chards and spinach and radishes and peas that I planted all along here. Over here is this little round bed that has a tree that Jay hates that keeps coming back. I think the leaves are beautiful, but don't really have much room for it. Here is a kale plant from last year that survived the winter. Now if you look here, we have these rows set up. We're going to do the tomatoes along these rows. This is the plan. And then behind this row here, I'm going to plant okra. Cucumbers are going to go on the arch. You can see the arch. And then we have some eggplant planted over here. We have 2 little beds that we made. They have peas and hibiscus and some brassicas in them, some flowers. Here's another one, rain barrel. This bed over here I haven't done much with because there was some wonderful things growing in there last year and I didn't want to disturb them. But we planted a couple of blueberries in here. We have this bed over here that we made. There are blueberries. We're going to go into the backyard now. Here is where I spread the mushroom spores, if you watched my last video. And there is elderberry that looks like it's been chomped on. Now is what I'm getting really excited to show you. These over here, these are not the mushrooms that I planted. These are mushrooms that are growing because they have the right kind of soil to grow in, the right environment. We have some more over here, a piece of trash I'm going to pick up. We have all these over here. Look at those. Isn't that amazing? All those mushrooms growing just all along here. If you can see them, they're just everywhere. Tons of mushrooms. And this is exciting to me because of many different reasons. Over here we have a bed that we have not planted in yet. I've got some horseradish from last year, a grape. Jay planted a bunch of things in this the other day, so hopefully they'll start growing soon. Here is our mess. Our tomato cages, our buckets that will soon be filled with peppers, our giant tomato plant that we had to put outside, and all of our beds that were kind of ready, but now they're filled with stuff waiting for us to clean up our mess. There are some mushrooms growing in the bed. Look at that. I don't know what kind of mushrooms these are, and that's really not even the point of this. This is our perennial bed. We have some asparagus, chives, rhubarb, peanuts, and I planted some strawberries where my artichokes were last year. They did not come back. I've got this bed over here that my cousin's daughter helped me plant this year with peas and radishes and carrots and all kinds of good stuff. Okay. And then over there's compost area and more of the mess. All right, so that's the garden tour. Let me go back and sit down so I can explain what this is all about. All right, so that was my yard, and that is my garden. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what is the point of this? Okay, so why was that so exciting? This is the part that is super exciting to me. This is the part that I'm so passionate about. Last year we put down cardboard and mulch and in a lot of the yard, and this year we've done even more. We did that to keep the weeds from growing up, to mulch it down, to make it easier to maintain, and to help build up the soil. Last year we live in Lawrence, Kansas, and Lawrence, Kansas has a really great program where they pick up your leaf and yard waste, and then they take it to a place and they mulch it and they compost it. And then the first weekend of the year you can go and pick up a whole truckload of it for $10 of compost or mulch. Last year I believe we brought in 30 some odd truckloads of compost and about 6 truckloads of mulch. This year I wound up getting a whole huge truckload of mulch for free. We were able to use that, and we're still going to need some more mulch. We've got a couple of truckloads of compost that we've got that we need to start filling up the 5-gallon buckets and putting the peppers in and all that stuff. But the point of this is the mulch and the cardboard have created an environment for mushrooms to grow in, and the mushrooms have mycelium. And I'm not going to sit here and try and say a bunch of scientific words that I'm going to probably mispronounce and not sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to describe this in a way that I understand it. And I'll link a bunch of the links on what I learned below. I'm also going to link a Roots and Refuge video that she posted right after she got back from Baker's Creek. I'm going to do that because it has my beautiful grandmother in it, and it has my oldest son Dominic in it. And I really just kind of want to keep track of that video, and I figure linking it in this video would be the best way for me not to lose that video. So I'll have that down there where anybody can watch it. If you don't watch Roots and Refuge, you know, you should. So this is what I'm passionate about. This is what amazes me about my garden, and gets me all teary-eyed and emotional. So when you have the mushrooms growing in your yard, they create the mycelium. The mycelium, the roots of your plants will attach to this mycelium, and it forms a network. And experts call it the wood wide web. So plants in my yard can be speaking to plants in my neighbor's yard or across the street or anywhere, and they communicate, they talk to each other, they tell each other if there is a predator attacking them so they can build a defense. They tell each other if there's a disease attacking them so they can build a defense. They fight off plants that are not beneficial to them using this. They are all connected and they all communicate. And if plants from the same family, so if I get, say, I'm going to use zinnias as an example, zinnia plant seeds off of one flower, all of those seeds are related. They are of the same family. And I plant those seeds all together. Those plants will grow and they will share their light and they will share their nutrients, and they will be the best plants they can be in the space and the soil that they are provided. And if I plant zinnia plants from a seed packet, and say each one of those seeds is from a totally different plant, and I plant those next to each other, those plants will fight for nutrients, and they will fight for light, and they will fight for soil, and they will not be the best plants they can be, or you'll have one great plant and the other ones will be puny. My 5 years ago, before I moved up here, when I still lived in Springfield, my ex-boyfriend's mother had given me a bunch of zinnia plant seeds, and she had been growing these zinnias in her yard for well over 10 years, I'm sure. And I took those seeds and I dug a trench and I planted those in there, and I got the most amazing wall of beautiful zinnias, big, amazing, beautiful blooms that smelled so good, and they all looked amazing, and they were growing so close together because I had tons of seeds, that she had given me, because she just deadheads her flower and puts it in a coffee can and saves them for next year, all of her flowers. So I had tons of seeds, and it was so beautiful. And I tried to do that last year here, and I did a row. I bought 4 different packages of seeds from the store, and they were puny, and they didn't do as good. And I did the same thing. I deadheaded them and I saved all the seeds, and I'm going to do them again this year. Now, if my theory on this is correct, then in 5 years, if I continue doing this, my zinnias are going to be bigger and more beautiful and more amazing, because they're going to have the same lineage, the same family line. They're going to grow together better because they are part of that same family. Now, I like to fall down research rabbit holes, and last night I fell down a big rabbit hole. One of the things that popped in my research and is stuck with me, it's just really amazing, is that 2 trees can grow together, and they can kind of be a bonded pair of trees. They not sure if they're family or if they're just friends or if they just grow together and like each other, and without sharing a root system or a trunk or anything like that, they connect to the mycelium and they share the nutrients, and they don't fight for light and block each other out. They grow up tall and straight and perfect with each other. And this bonded pair of plants, often when one of them dies, the other one will also die not too long after that. And that just hit me in the feels. It really, really hit me in the feels. It was like I was watching The Notebook all over again. And for anybody who has not seen The Notebook, I'm sorry if I spoiled it, but you've had time to see it, so I'm sorry. So, you know, it was really amazing to me. And to think that plants take care of their family, and plants communicate with each other, and plants make sure that only plants that are going to benefit them grow where they are. You know, look at a black walnut tree, and it connects to the mycelium, and it spreads out its toxin, and it only allows certain types of plants to grow by it. And whatever that reason, and you know there's got to be a reason for that. You know, it's just all so perfect and connected and beautiful, and it just makes me in awe of nature and what it can do and what it is. And you know, I fell down another rabbit hole a while back, and I had learned that in space, between the planets, that all the space in between it we thought was empty space, and we have since learned that that is all dark matter, and it's all like a neurological system, like what is in our brains. And the mycelium is like that also. It is a neurological center. Einstein said that our separation from each other is an optical illusion. And everything I see in nature and everything I learn is confirming that. We are all connected. We are all one. We are all one with everything. The water connects the sea life, and the air connects us and the animals and the plants here, and the dark matter connects all of the planets in space, and we are all completely connected. And that is so amazing and beautiful to me, and that is my passion. I just love that so much, and it makes me so happy, and just wanted to share that with you. Sorry, I'm an emotional hot mess, and that's just, it is what it is. But if you stayed with me this long, thank you guys so much, and I really appreciate every person that watches any of these videos for any reason. And I love your guts, and have a wonderful day. Alright, I'm back. I wanted to do another little outro thing because I didn't want to end it on a tear. Sorry, I got so emotional. It's just, this is my passion, and I do love all of your guts, and you're all amazing, beautiful people. Be kind to each other, take care of your family, love each other. And here I go again. Just have a beautiful day, and if you like this and you're willing to watch and see if I cry again, then please subscribe or like my Facebook page. And it's Schmitz's Riches. I know it's hard to say. I just thank you all so much, and I hope I was able to teach you something, and maybe you can nerd out with me someday. And have a wonderful day. Love your guts. Bye.